everybody. It was really, really, really good, surprisingly good. So my sister said she made this cake for her husband, and this was his favorite cake. And it had sauerkraut in it, so I thought, sauerkraut's category 2, so this has got to be, some way this has got to work. So I got the recipe and modified it a little bit so that we could put it, so that we could do, so that we could have it here. And I just did add it to the library, so it's a chocolate sauerkraut cake. So this is it, and that is a really good representation of what it looks like. So it's a really great, it is a really great cake. So yeah, it's awesome. It's super moist, and you would never know that it's sauerkraut. So I don't know if I guess we did already let the cat out of the bag on that. So, but I had to know it with sauerkraut. So and I got to tell Travis after he tried his first bite, so that it wasn't, I didn't think he'd try it if he knew it had it in it. So anyway, I'm glad y'all joined us. It's Thanksgiving Eve, so hopefully y'all are just relaxing with family and just chilling and not slaving by the stove anymore or until tomorrow. But we're gonna go ahead and cook. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how this is prepared. It's really easy. Show you what I used, and I just took a recipe that I found online and that my sister sent to me, and I found items with Shibboleth that work to replace things like flour and sugar and butter and things like that. So anyway, here we go.
Hey everybody.
Now it's really, really, really easy, and it's basically put everything in one bowl, mix it together, put everything in another bowl, mix it together, and then combine it in the cake pan. So I'm going to, the first, I've got, what this calls for is I've got 3 eggs, whole eggs. I've got, on this recipe, I'm using almond flour. I haven't tried it with the Fiber Gourmet flour. The almond flour tends to have a little sweeter taste to it, so I figured the almond flour would be best when you're baking a sweet good. And almond flour is category 2, so it's a fibrous carb, so that works fine so far with our whole eggs. I've got some ghee butter. It calls for about half a cup of ghee butter, so I'll add this good stuff in the recipe. It calls for an artificial sweetener, so it's a cup and a half of an artificial sweetener of your choice. So for this one, I chose this Pure Cane, all natural, no calorie baking sweetener. I think that we probably got this off of Amazon, right?
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
stuff
I
we
did.
were trying. This bakes up really good, and if you're not a fan of sometimes the bitterness maybe, or some of the Splendas, and anyway, this one is really good. It's 0 calories,
Yeah.
so works great for
Won't provoke your blood sugar.
right. So we've got cocoa for the chocolate. The cocoa is also, it's 10 calories per serving. So so for a tablespoon, we're going to use about half a cup of this also. We're going to use baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And I have no idea why the baking soda and baking powder are important for cake recipes. Maybe some of y'all do, but it calls for both of them, just a teaspoon of both. So I'm going to add both of those, and then it calls for the main ingredient, the fun ingredient, the sauerkraut. So it calls for a can of sauerkraut, and this again is 5 calories per serving. This is a category 2 on our program. So you basically have a 4 plus a 2. The 2. That's pretty. I mean, that's the meat of it. So I'll let you kind of talk or fill in the gap there,
Okay.
and then we're going to decide about the icing, because you can have no icing at all and be fine, because it's a very moist cake. We put a little bit of icing on it, but I would defer to Travis to tell us about the icing and what's best to use. I did choose to initially mix a little of the marshmallow cream, which is approved, and the sugar-free icing, but I know there's already a lot of condiment in that cake, so I just want to kind of be careful about that.
What we're trying to accomplish with a cake is not really putting our categories together right, like a 4 plus 2. That's not really what we're doing, though she is right by pointing out that some of this would fall in a category 2, etc. But when we're preparing a snack, that's how we define it in the program. A piece of cake would be an approved snack on the program. What we're doing is making sure our ingredients that we're putting together do not cause a blood sugar rise, because that blood sugar rise is going to create some insulin activity from our pancreas. And when we have insulin activity, we stop our efficient fat burning mode, we increase our appetite, and we store fat. So the only thing here that really causes any insulin activity to reckon with is, Sasha, if you'll hold up that icing, is this sugar-free icing. It does have some starch in it, even though it's sugar-free. This can provoke a blood sugar response. So if we've been working hard, if we've been working hard on our Shibboleth lifestyle all day, we're in a calorie deficit, and we're losing fat. We're losing that body fat. If we have too much insulin provocation from our snack, we're going to stop our fat burning. So to neutralize the insulin provocation from the icing, we're going to use some almond flour, which is heavy in fiber. But even better is we're using our secret ingredient, which is the sauerkraut. The sauerkraut is really going to help shut down the fat bus. So there's really nothing in here that we have to worry about the fat bus being provoked by and stopping our efficient fat burning if we enjoy a small portion of the cake, which we'll show you the portion if we get to that time. I think it's going to take about half an hour for it to cook. We may not get all the way to that point, but we can still demonstrate to you a proper portion, which is plenty. And I've had the chocolate cake, and it's very filling because of all of that sauerkraut. Sauerkraut should not be in a chocolate cake, but in this case, you won't be able to taste it. It's delicious. So
for some reason, and again, you bakers might know this, but as you're adding, you add the sugar first, and then as you add the eggs, it says to add them one at a time, and then beat it until it's light. So I'm following that instruction. I'm sure there's a good reason for that, and I'm gonna try to get any shells in there.
yeah, and if you would like to find this video with more ease later, please share it to your timeline. That helps us and might help you too. If you are a member of Shibboleth, this will be in your video library sometime tomorrow. And for those of you just tuning in, sauerkraut cake, don't let that throw you off. There's nothing sour about this cake.
No, it actually, you can't even taste it in there. It has a texture like coconut. So really it could probably even pass as coconut.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. It doesn't taste like coconut, but it has a little bit of a texture.
Yeah.
Like a coconut cake, but
yeah, it is the texture of it. So, all right. So we're gonna add. I've got that nice and smooth, my sugar and my eggs. So now I'm gonna add the ghee butter and the vanilla. All right. So now I've got my dogs on. They want to lay right at my feet. Do y'all's pets do that? They lay right at your feet whenever you're trying to cook or you're on the phone or whatever it is. Yep, mine do. Let me see what we got here. I've got, okay, add the butter and the vanilla. So I've got half a cup of the ghee butter and I've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I don't need that actually. I'm going to just add my vanilla. I'm going to just get a little vanilla extract. And add that into the same bowl. And then I'm going to add my half a cup of ghee butter. So this is, I melted this probably a little too much, but I probably could have put it in there without nuking it, but
nuking it.
I did nuke it. So I've got half a cup of ghee butter, and so I'm gonna beat this again with my. So this is the one bowl, so I'm gonna get my second bowl out and start adding some other ingredients to that. So I've got flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, cocoa. I've got all those things to add to this. So I'm gonna start with my flour. So I've got 2 cups of almond flour. French. Oh, and the cake.
Yeah, instead of the kraut.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Green bean cake.
Yeah, thank you. I actually have your peanut butter and green bean. Anyway, it's I think that would go. I'm sure that would be good there. I'm sure that would be interesting. This I would have never guessed because sauerkraut's pretty strong, flavor to it. So I know whenever we're cooking in it, we definitely can definitely smell it across the house for a while. So that's 2 cups of my almond flour, and I'm gonna add my baking soda and my baking powder. So I've got baking soda. Dip that in there. Sorry about the baking powder. It apparently opened up. Don't you love it when I cook? I'm so messy. And messy. Alrighty. Got a teaspoon of baking powder. Add that to that mixture. And then we're going to add my cocoa, which is just half a cup of the cocoa. Let me pour that in here. Yes, okay. Add a cup to this mixture. This cocoa looks a little. I'm trying to mix that up. It's got some lumps in it. Alrighty. Okay, got my half a cup of cocoa.
Half a cup. I'm just saying it so they can hear that. I don't know if they heard.
Sorry.
Half a cup of cocoa.
Yes. Get that out of there. So let's see. I got the cocoa, the almond flour, the baking powder, baking soda. I need to add the salt, and then we're missing. So let me add my 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So grab this over there. I'm not a baker at all, so I'm a direction follower for sure when it comes to baking. I don't want to mess up anything, and so I'm not real risky. But I did switch out some ingredients. I was so excited at how good it turned out. I made 2 things. In fact, it was it for your birthday or for your? We were celebrating something when your parents were here, and I made 2 different things just in case it didn't work out, and it was a big hit. So I'm really excited about it to share it with y'all and to get it in our library. So all right, so I got flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, cocoa. Mix it well. Okay, I'm gonna mix this well now, and really this is more so done just with a fork to get this mixed together well. These are all the dry ingredients. So, and I have some lumps of cocoa in there, so I'm gonna kind of press those out a little bit. Just mix that together until that's blended well. Now for the fun part, my sauerkraut. So I've got some lumps in there. I'm just trying to get the lumps of the cocoa out. It'll blend together nicely once I put it in with the other ingredients, but I'm making such a mess. So now I'm gonna pour this into my sugar and eggs and vanilla. Pour that in here. And I'm going to mix that. Alrighty, so here's my these are So there's my texture as of right now. So the sauerkraut, I need to research and find out what makes this needed for this cake, because actually I would go, well, that's just fine right there.
Yeah, we should try it sometime. Even it's going to give it more bulk and fullness.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to do it without that. I bet it's pretty darn good without that.
Yeah. I am okay. I'm about to think our can openers just died on me, which is not good. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. Fancy can openers is there. Here we go. Okay, so I've got my kraut. So it's pretty stout, but the directions say to drain it and rinse it and then drain it again. So I'm gonna move over to the sink, which I'm sorry to say is not super clean again, but you don't have to necessarily follow it. I'm gonna put it in my strainer and rinse it out. So this sauerkraut,
right, and we'll get out of the way.
Yep, it is. I've rinsed it. I've drained it. I rinsed it again. And drained it again, and it's already chopped pretty fine, but it does say to chop it a little more, so I just took my knife and I'm kind of just gonna go through it and chop it just a little bit more.
Turn the camera again.
Okay.
Boop.
And I promise y'all, if you had, I did it for y'all. I actually tried it the first time because I was like, oh my gosh, if we can have a chocolate cake that has sauerkraut in it and it tastes good, then I am so excited. So I would have normally not tried it. Plus, my sister made it. I was like, if it's good enough for her, then that's good enough for me. So I was like, I just got to try it. And plus, there's a lot of things in our library, like the light bean brownies and there's a peanut butter cookies that are made with chickpeas. So there's all kinds of stuff. You just really never know. So don't knock it till you try it, right? All right. So here's my sauerkraut. It's my 1 can of sauerkraut. I've chopped that up enough for me. So I'm gonna scoop this into my batter here. And then you could just add some water, so that'll mix it well too. So I got my sauerkraut in there, and then I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna get my water gotta add a cup of water to that. Okay. Y'all would be surprised because you just don't smell it or anything.
No, you really don't.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually use my blender and see how it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna stir it. Yeah, make it a nice
you gonna stir it?
Yep, I can remember if I had done it with how I had done it before, but yeah, at this point we're just gonna stir it. So lesson learned.
Sauerkraut all over the house.
Yep, we're gonna have some. I gotta fix the walls after this, but yeah. So I'm stirring that together. It looks like a good old pile of mush right now, but we are.
Yeah,
mix that together.
When you gave it to me, in a million years I couldn't have figured out that there was sauerkraut in it.
Sauerkraut,
Yeah.
yep. It's wild, and it's all through it too. I mean, it's just it's full of.
Is that the way your batter looked last time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is.
I actually still have not believed you that chocolate cake was sauerkraut. So getting to witness this with my own 2 eyes is very helpful.
It's a little bit freaky, isn't it? Are you a little concerned?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm wondering how did you take that's in that bowl and turn that into delicious chocolate cake?
I know.
Butternut squash souffle from the recipe library instead of sweet potatoes.
Yeah, that's a really.
So it's a great swap if you're trying to speed up weight loss. Fantastic.
Maybe that the water in the sauerkraut makes it cook so.
Now the cake that you gave me, it had like icing on top. So are you going to come back and put chocolate icing on top?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't make it with the icing.
Gotcha. I figured that, but just making sure.
Yep. So I'm just making sure because I went through that really. All right, it's good. I got everything in there that it's supposed to have. So yeah. So I'm gonna add this I'm gonna stick this in the oven now. And it takes about 30 minutes to cook it. It says 30 to 35 minutes, and then you let it cool off, and then you could. I read that if you have there's a powdered Splenda. So a lot of people might just put a powdered Splenda on that instead of the icing. But what I did before, if we want to add the icing to it, was I actually wanted to kind of tone it down a little bit, I guess. And you don't have to do that, but I mixed these together. And I don't know, Travis, if that was. Since I'm maintaining, I was being a little, I was just enjoying having some icing on it. So, but I did, I know that we can have some marshmallow cream, and I kind of toned this down a little bit with the marshmallow cream. So I mixed them together, and then I spread that over the top of it. So what do you think about that? Is that okay for this particular?
Yeah, sounds great.
This particular dish?
Yep, we're controlling the fat bus, and if we're inefficient fat burning, we're going to stay there as long as we control the portion.
This will be a true experiment for us because this is a 14-ounce can of sauerkraut, and the directions call for an 8-ounce can of sauerkraut.
Oh no, you crowded it up.
That may be where
That's why it looks so different.
So we're gonna see how.
Follow the directions.
It was very. It looks like it actually looks like a German.
You
chocolate.
used double the kraut.
We're gonna see how it goes.
Oh my goodness.
I was in it.
Make sure you tell them to follow the instructions, or we'll get like 20 people tomorrow go, my kraut cake didn't turn out right.
Where it says 1 can, I'm going to change that to just say 8 ounces.
Yeah.
So nobody is confused because I don't know that you could buy just an 8-ounce can.
I thought that looked a little kraut heavy.
No. We're going to see how it turns out, but we don't have to wait for that to cook tonight. I'll have to let you
Hey,
know.
the good news is, if it, God orders steps, if it tastes as delicious as the last one, it's going to be even better for fat burning. So that'll work.
Right. It really does have a German chocolate, texture look to it or whatever. So
No, Charles, my friend Charles, I am not letting you off the hook that easy. No, you will not tap out. You have 6 holidays, so go ahead and use another one. That'll be your 4th one. The cake is a 0 weight loss meter snack. The cake is a 0 weight loss meter snack. Indeed. You gonna hold up that 0 just for the non-members to see how we rate recipes. A 0 means that it won't hurt you, but it may not help you if you do it too much or too often when it comes to your weight loss results. We love zeros around here. That's what helps us get through Thanksgiving and other times where we seek avoid replacement. So.
Yep, when we've done this cake before, you probably can't really see it, but that was before it went in the oven.
Ooh, it looks good.
Yeah, and after it came out, I dug a little spot to see how it tasted for myself before I presented it to my mother-in-law, so I could make sure. So this one looks a little more crowd in it, so it'll definitely be it's a true test. But we I think it'll be interesting. So we'll see. But it's a really great. I wish that next time we probably need to do it again so that I can make one and then show how to bake it.
Yeah, we need
to try it, and then you can be my taste tester.
Yeah, we need to get where we do it like they do on a cooking show, where you, like you said, you have the finished product.
Yep.
Charles said, I was going to ask permission. Well, I took that opportunity to scold you. It was fun scolding you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we don't have to wait 30 minutes or have them wait. I know they've got stuff to do, but first of all, Sasha, thank you, because you had to go to the store, get the ingredients. You've had a long work day. I hope they all know how much you love them. You're always looking for a reason to try to share with them what you do. How much weight have you lost?
About 42 pounds.
42 pounds. So together as a couple, we've lost more than 150 pounds, and this is how we do it. If y'all would like to get started with us and you haven't, you can go get started for free. www.shibbolethlifestyle.com. www.shibbolethlifestyle.com. Be on the lookout for our Black Friday sale. Is that what you ladies call that still? Black Friday?
Yes.
Typical guy. The Black Friday sale, we'll be sending that out. Hope our members will share it. It's going to be an amazing one, an amazing special. So we look forward to getting that out to you, and we hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. We'll take some short videos of this coming out of the oven when it gets ready to come out of the oven, and we'll get that in the video library as well.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. We might have to do a redo on that since I mussed up the can, but it was you trial and error, living. We're gonna give it a try. So I'll take pictures when he takes the first one.
Good job. All right.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. God bless.